I was wrong about Hades 2 developer Supergiant Games. I think we should talk about it.
I am Grade A. I play games. This is Grade A Games.
Just like every other Jack or Jane on the block, I was blown away with the surprise early access release of Hades 2. For many, including myself, Hades was a breath of fresh air on many fronts, and for a sequel worthy of the original masterpiece, we had been waiting with bated breath. With not even a second's hesitation, I found myself clicking the green box of broken bank accounts, and just as quickly, the latest in cel-shaded ancient Greek roguelikes was installed on my computer. Great were the lengths taken to maximize this wondrous first playthrough. That night saw me dust off my face cam, set up my lighting. Hell, I even took a shower so I could pretend that I looked less than homeless, all in an effort to capture my live playthrough first impressions. 2 hours came and went before I felt the energy drain from my old, feeble body, and I concluded my capture. The next morning, the excitement to proceed further into this new saga overcame me, and I found myself shirking my responsibilities to finally overcome Hades 2's first boss, the head mistress, Hecate. That evening, after my much less fulfilling but far more bill-paying job, I sat down to edit my playthrough. But first, I decided to get my Hecate fight posted to start the Hades 2 buzz on my channel. It was easier and quicker. Fine, I'm a lazy content creator. I digress. With the Hecate win processing on YouTube, I set forth to whittle down my 2-hour first impressions into something less annoying in duration when I got the message I absolutely didn't anticipate. My Let's Play video was claimed for music copyright. Hades 2 has a wholly original soundtrack, I thought to myself aloud and with more profanity. I thought indie devs cared. I thought they understood the power of social marketing. I guess there is no bastion protecting us from gaming greed. I understood when games have licensed music from popular artists such as Enya or Garth Brooks, you're not allowed to use that music in your video. I also understand that AAA developers and publishers will oftentimes license a game's original soundtrack, damning content creators to enjoy their game without the music. I'm looking at you, Dark Souls 3 and Persona 5. The shock came, for me, from the developer issuing what seemed to be a manual claim on original music from an early access, independently developed game. I've been spending a lot of time playing and covering early access games recently. This had not happened to me for uploads for Nightingale, The Outlast Trials, Pal World, No Rest for the Wicked. Was I wrong in my assumption that these indie devs saw the benefit in morons like me adding to the sea of content regarding their new game? I contemplated my next course of action, and the answer was clear. I had to f***ing review bomb that shit. Now, in retrospect, I feel guilty about this. Previously, I had swore to myself as some bold assertion of my moral superiority that I would never provide a review for a video game that was affected by something other than the quality of the product with which I was engaging. So, with my negative review and a harsh do not recommend applied, I set forth to half-ass my first impressions video because, it was going to get claimed, my impressions would be tanked, and the video would be lost in obscurity like the rest of my recent releases. Having at least gotten rid of all the boring parts of my impressions video, I exported and uploaded it and then went to bed after receiving a notice that it too had received a copyright claim for music. The next day, as the guilt of the negative review weighed upon my chest, I decided to retract my temper tantrum and switch my review to recommend. The game was good. I can't lie. I don't want to mislead the average consumer. But to balance the scales of my idiotic and misguided sense of justice, I tweeted that Supergiant Games was an indie developer who were trying to get their AAA greed game going. No sooner than I sent that tweet, I was not only proven wrong, I was forced to eat my words. I had an email from Steam. Somebody had commented on my review. All right, let's do this. Ready to engage in a flame war, I find a message from the developer apologizing, claiming actions were taken to fix the situation. Surely this was PR mumbo jumbo, placating words to try to convince me to flip that fat finger skyward. Bringing this long story to a hasty close, I immediately looked at my YouTube channel. My barely edited Hecate boss fight video was no longer sharing profits. I quickly reverted the music removal I had YouTube do for my impressions video. When that claimed music was restored, I still found my video without a copyright claim. In the end, I overreacted. I looked like an ass. And I'm glad it happened, because now we know two things. One, when a video game developer or publisher claims that there is nothing they can do for copyright claims on promotional Let's Play videos, they're either not trying hard enough, they simply don't care, or it was always their intention to get a little piece of the action for the people that put in the hard work to promote their video games. The second thing we learned, indie developers like Supergiant Games and No Rest for the Wicked's Moon Studios give a shit about the people who play and promote their games. They understand how content such as mine and that of far more entertaining and successful content creators goes a long way in conveying what makes a game special. They understand with a growing distrust for all things in game journalism, it is the content creator who typically plays games, loves games, and has a finger on the pulse of their audience. I was wrong about Hades 2 developer Supergiant Games, and I feel really f***ing good about that. Thanks for anyone who stuck around this long. You're incredible, and no matter what your parents say, you aren't a disappointment. I'm Grey Day. I play games. This is Grey Day Games.